It's time for us to head into the Parenthood. For kids, summer is actually a time for relaxation, vacations, lots of fun, but it also can be an opportunity for growth and learning. Joining us now with some ways to keep kids entertained and engaged this summer is parenting expert Katherine Sellery, one of my favorite people to talk to. Hi, Katherine.
Hey, likewise. I'm so happy to see you. How are you?
I am well, even though summer is started, and my bonus son and I, we were excited because we get to plan out what we're going to do. Obviously, all the trips we're going to go to, all the places that he's going to make me take him. We've got all that lined up, but it doesn't always have to
Awesome.
be all about that sort of time because it's all about the memories. If you think looking back, memories are usually growing up, you think about the summertime. But it actually can be a good time, you say, during the summer for them to learn, maybe not necessarily just teaching skills that they might need from school, but also emotional things and so on. And I want to talk to you about some of those things. And we, as I just mentioned, doing vacation. You say I could actually make this educational. Do I need to tell him that it's going to be an educational vacation? Explain me what this is, because I don't think he's going to want to go on it.
Totally get that. Yeah, you don't, but you can plan, your vacation. Go to science museums, historical sites, nature reserves. These are all great family-friendly places to go on that summer weekend adventure. Not only do they have attractions that offer educationally conducive environments that are safe and fun to explore at any age, a lot of them are free. So you can have fun with the family while not spending a lot of money, and everybody loves that. And for more excitement, try planning the nature scavenger hunt or the historical tours. A lot of kids are really interested in that with your kids while you visit the attractions to get the most out of your visit.
I agree with you. Okay, now, as I said, we did some planning, but you say even planning hypothetical trips are actually a good thing? Explain
Isn't
that.
that fun?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just think about that. I can't go to Iceland, but I want to learn about it. And God, that sounds so fun. So it might seem a little strange at first, but actually, allowing your kids to think about and plan trips themselves with your guidance, maybe some feedback, but really giving them the reins helps them understand like the logistics that go into getting a group of people somewhere. And it can teach them how important it is around budgeting and travel times and the different resources that they can use, like the internet. It can even propel them to look inward to figure out what kinds of things they would be really like thinking would be enjoyable instead of looking to you all the time to provide something interesting for
Yeah.
them to do.
Yeah, I
You know what
agree.
I mean?
I do. Well, I even, as you said that, I think sometimes in marriages, it does. No, I'm serious because, like, usually there's one spouse that does all the planning, but if you have some hypothetical thing, it actually will garner, I imagine, a lot of imagination, and I could see it as a
Yeah.
child really growing from all of that. You mentioned staying, basically, getting on the internet. That would involve staying at the home and such. But you say you can do some creative learning at home as your next tip. Explain that.
Absolutely. So, engaging in those do it yourself projects can be tailored for any age and any interest. For example, you could prompt a build an instrument and can have a solution as simple as putting an old shoelace or a rubber band over a shoebox with a hole, or as complex as woodworking or digital software synthesis. It could take an hour, it could take a day, it could take the whole summer. I mean, it could light up their enthusiasm or interest. So, finding the right prompt can give your kids a boost in their imagination and creativity, and finding the thing that sparks their interest is key. So maybe your child wants to try cooking or baking something with you, or maybe they want to write a song or make a painting. Regardless of the task, exploring those topics through creation is engaging and can teach countless new skills.
We are always thinking, all right, how am I going to keep the kid busy? How am I going to keep them all active? Let's sign them
Yes,
up for all
for
kinds of
sure.
stuff. Let's get them, jujitsu. Let's get them guitar lessons, that sort of thing. But we need to think about the downtime too. I would imagine as
Yeah,
well. Is that how important
so
is that?
true. Yeah, so that's really important because that's what summer vacay is all about, right? So finding the enjoyable and acceptable entertainment to balance all the outdoor and family activities is also really key. So maybe you have a bookworm in the family, or maybe you don't have a bookworm in the family, but
Okay.
whether you do or don't, establishing reading habits over the summer can be an exceptionally rewarding way for your kids to stay engaged during their off season instead of forcing them to start reading through this or that. Just set up a cozy reading nook. Host a family book night where everybody can share thoughts and ideas about a certain book that they really love. If your child is more oriented toward those online games or digital media, keep an open mind. There are online resources and educational games that make learning really fun, interactive, interesting. So even games that you may not think of as conventionally educational They can teach history or math or politics or strategy more through immersion. So
Okay.
talk to them, ask them questions, watch them play. All are good ways of engaging with them and enjoying just the downtime and making them feel comfortable with what they're playing.
To do a little sideline question here, since we have our parenting expert on you, Katherine, what about keeping them on a schedule? I mean, how far off should we go from that schedule? Because, I mean, it is summertime. They're like, Mom, I want to sleep till 11 o'clock every day. I mean, do we go, or do we let them, how much of that do we give them, I guess, is what I'm saying.
I loved giving my kids as much time as it's the only time, right? And so much of their lives is oriented toward other people telling them what to do.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
kind of the only time, it's the only season in the year where they can have a little bit more autonomy, and be more self-directed. And it's so nice for them to begin to
Yeah.
get a feel for their natural rhythms. So I say, if it's really not bothering you, then let them have their time to choose when they want to go to bed and when they want to get up. It's really the only time in their lives, really 9 months out of the year, they're scheduled.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. And I imagine it would also, in the summer, it would teach them. It's like, hey, look, we're giving you a lot of responsibility. You have this. If you decide to sleep till 11 o'clock and, you miss it, well, there's consequences to that. But it allows them to make that choice. Is a perfect time, actually, now that I
Yeah.
think about
I
it.
mean, again, if it's something really important to you, you
Yeah,
can set that up too, right? Like
that's
if you've got
completely.
a big day planned tomorrow, that's not the day to say, do whatever you want, Charlie. That's the day to say, hey, this summer is all about you guys really enjoying and having autonomy that you wouldn't have otherwise.
I
And
agree.
there are times that we got stuff going on, and it's
True.
really important that we do get to bed early. So
Katherine,
it's
thank you
both.
so much. We are out of time here. Freeparentingbook.com is the website you want to go to find out more.